I want to start today with this question. What makes a good NFL quarterback? How do we determine what's good and what isn't at the position? And we all know about the basic attributes and characteristics, right? Mobility, good arm, reading defenses, pocket protection, pocket awareness, making guys around you better. We all know about those. But the number one overarching characteristic is winning. Are you a winning quarterback? Do you put your team in the best position to win football games? That's number one. What proves that are the contracts given to Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, Cam Newton. They were given money because they won games. They had flaws, yes. But they did put their teams, at the time, in the best position to win. Jared Goff is not a good quarterback. The Rams still make the playoffs. You need somebody competent to be under center, or else you're going nowhere. That's just the way it goes. So that brings me to this point. Should the Bears bring back Mitchell Trubisky? Now, if you asked me this 5 or 6 weeks ago, when he was still benched and Foles was playing, I'd say probably not. I'll be honest, probably not. Why bring back somebody whom management and coaching gave up on? That'd be a waste of money. I would say for Mitch to leave, take a flyer somewhere, be a backup, and hope that the guy in front of him gets hurt and he gets a chance. That would be my strategy. Today, that's a bit different. Look, people could say what they want, okay? Mitch, without question, puts the Bears in the best case scenario to win football games. It's a fact. You may not like it, but it's a fact. Since he's come back, the Bears have been on a roll. The offense has been better than ever. Now, part of that is, of course, the Bill Lazor system, but the Bears have found a scheme to conform to Mitch, which had never existed before. The Bears are putting up 40-plus points in games, 30-plus the last 4. These are things we haven't seen, ever, like since the 60s. And we're seeing it today. So there's no question that this team functions well with Mitch under center. No matter if you like it or not. They do. It's a fact. And I've heard the argument, well, all Mitch does is throw screen passes, 5-yard passes. You know what? It still wins football games. Alex Smith is a prime example of that. Alex Smith and Mitch Trubisky are eerily similar. Smith, top pick, considered a bust. They benched him for Colin Kaepernick in San Francisco. He leaves, goes to the Chiefs, and the Chiefs say, Alex, do what you need to do. We'll find ways to win. Do and play your game. And he did. 20 touchdowns, 7 picks. Good job with ball security. He won them football games. Didn't win them a Super Bowl, no, but won them games. Now in Washington, although they do need a new quarterback, Alex Smith gives them the best chance to win. When Alex Smith is in, they win. Even after the injury. He came back this year. They win when he plays. That's not a coincidence. It's not some anomaly. When he plays, he manages the game. He throws a couple of touchdowns. He has the arm to throw downfield if need be, but a lot of 5-yard passes, passes near the line of scrimmage, and they win football games because the roster around him is talented enough to help him out on offense. It works. He's not a superstar, probably won't be a Hall of Famer, but he's not a bad quarterback. And everyone who said he's a bust, he's horrible, is wrong. They are. You could say the guys around him picked in the draft are better, fine, but Alex Smith is nowhere near being a bust. He's still in the game, he's still starting, and he's a winning quarterback. not a bust. If Alex Smith has survived for this long, if teams know with him they could win, I think the same could be said for Mitch Trubisky. They're very similar. And I hate the argument that, oh, Mitch can't throw it downfield. All he does is screen passes. You know, Tom Brady checked down all the time on New England. It did win him 6 Super Bowls, just saying. I have a friend who is a Washington football team fan. Every time I bring up Alex Smith to him, he calls him check down Alex. It's derogatory, but it's true, and they win. I'll call Mitch. Check down Mitch. I have no problem with that. Screen Mitch. Sure. If the Bears win, you could call him whatever you want. That's the thing with this. Does Mitch Trubisky put the Bears in the best chance to win a game? Who would you rather have out there, Nick Foles or Mitch? I think we can all agree now Mitch is the one. Come next year, who would you rather have out there? Look, if the Bears make the playoffs, everyone's coming back. No question. Why not bring Mitch back too? Keep Bill Lazor. Have him call plays. Have the Bears do that for a full season and let Mitch prove himself. No sabotage. No Nick Foles creeping in from behind. No quarterback competition. No. Tell Mitch from the outset, you're the starter. This is your year. Prove it. You'll have Bill Lazor. Prove it. Win us football games all year, not just in a half year. Who else knows the system as good as Mitch? If they bring back Bill Lazor, the Bears would be stupid not to bring back Mitch Trubisky. Why bring in a new quarterback who has no clue what the system is, unfamiliar with it, when there is a guy who's succeeded under it already and knows it like the back of his hand? I know it's not popular. I know no one wants him back. But he's done a good job, and he wins the Bears games. Hey, since that quarterback switch, look at where the Bears are now, 8-7. Fighting for a playoff spot. A couple of weeks ago, everyone said, tear it all down, rebuild, bad team. Look where they are today. Bill Lazor taking over is a big reason why, but Mitch has performed. And to me, it's not crazy to think about bringing him back next year. Now, franchise tag, $28 million. He's not worth that. I know. Signing him to a long-term deal? Definitely not. We need more time to see. But a 1-year, $10 million, $15 million deal? A prove-it deal with the raise still? I'd do it. Do it in a heartbeat. If you know Bill Lazor's coming back, there's no reason why you should part ways with Mitch. None. They worked. They worked together well. Let them work together for a whole year with no sabotage, with no competition, with no Nick Foles lurking from behind. Let him play for a whole year. If he does bad, so be it. Let him stay in. He has 16 touchdowns and 25 picks next year. Let it be so. Then you'll know he's not a good quarterback. We're done. Or if the opposite happens, 40 touchdowns, let's say, then you know we should probably sign him to a long-term deal. As much as I would love to base these last couple of games and say he deserves a big contract, that's jumping the gun a bit. I can't say that confidently. I'd love to, but I can't. We need to see this in action for a full year. We need to see if Mitch could do this against a couple of good teams too. Sunday will be a great test against Green Bay, but if he does bad, everyone's going to say, well, he can't do it. You can't base it off of one game either. I want to see a full year of Trubisky and Laser together. That's what needs to happen. No flip-flopping, no changing. Laser and Mitch. And if that means Matt Nagy's gone, Ryan Pace is gone, and they make Laser the head coach, they make him the OC, they keep him there, so be it. Now, I will say, I wouldn't be surprised if Mitch wants to leave. I said that a couple of weeks ago. I don't blame him if he wants out of town. The way he's been treated since the day he was drafted has been despicable. Despicable. All because the guys chosen after him were good. He can't control that. And he gets torn down every second. Saw a couple of comments on here and on Twitter when I posted my Mitch video a couple of weeks ago. People talking about Pat Mahomes being on a slump. No one said a word. No one bats an eye. You know why? It's by design. No one wants Mitch to succeed. No one likes Mitch. So even if the other guys are going through some issues, no one's going to say anything. You have to do your own research to find that stuff out. It's a joke, but that's the way it is. So I don't blame Mitch for wanting to leave. I also don't blame him if he gets a good contract and an offer from a team that needs a quarterback. Washington. Denver, possibly, with Drew Lock. Maybe they'll compete. There are a couple of places he could go. He could back up in New Orleans, maybe. There are some spots. And if he gets an offer that he can't refuse, so be it. I hope he leaves, and I hope he tears it up. I'd almost rather see him leave and tear it up than do it here. Not kidding. Because even if he did it here, there'd be people detesting it every chance they got. If Mitch had a 30-touchdown, 10-interception year, everybody would focus on the 10 interceptions. And it wouldn't be fun. It wouldn't be fun to watch. It wouldn't be fun to cover. It'd be way too negative. He could win the MVP, Mitch, next year, let's say. And people will find a way to criticize him. I didn't hear anyone say anything about Pat Mahomes when he won. Pat Mahomes these past couple of weeks, posting 70 passer ratings each and every week. No one says anything. So I don't blame Mitch for saying, you know what, I'm done with this. And I give him all the credit in the world. Performance or not, this is a non-performance thing. He's been able to deal with the constant criticism for 4 years. That's unbelievable. 4 years he's dealt with this stuff. And even when he succeeds, there's constant criticism. He takes it. He says, keep bringing it on. That's admirable. Who knows? Maybe the criticism fuels him and he wants to stay. I don't know. But there are reasons for and against him leaving. And there are personal reasons for him as to why he would leave or stay. No question. But if I were Ryan Pace, if I were the GM, president of football ops, I'd do whatever I could to keep him for 1 year and have him pair with Bill Lazor and have them play for 1 whole year. That's it. And see what happens. He'll have the same weapons. Tariq Cohen would be back. Keep everything the same. It's an experiment. See how it works. For those who want this whole team to rebuild, you don't realize what you're asking for. You don't. Do you want to be the New York Jets? I mean, seriously. Do you want to be in that position where you're rooting for an 0-16 season? I mean, You ask for it now, you won't like it later. You won't. The Bears could be a playoff team with this roster, with this quarterback. Why are you clamoring for a rebuild now? See, the Jets knew. We have no talent. We have nothing. We need to draft. They tanked. The Bears have talent. A lot of it. Why dissemble all that and say we're tanking? You don't know what you're wishing for. When it does come true, you're going to regret it. I guarantee you will. Because this team is not bad. May not be the best, but it's not bad. I could totally see them going 10-6 next year and getting in to the playoffs. I could see them getting in this year. It's possible. So why end this whole thing? It's not time yet. It isn't. Next year should be an experiment. If it goes well, hey, the Bears are in the playoffs again. If it goes poorly, then you start the rebuild. That's how it works. That's it. Everyone was patient for the Cubs after they won the World Series. They're just starting to rebuild today. Okay? Today. People waited in 2017, 18, 19, 20. But yet, we're not going to give the Bears time either. We're just going to say, right now, rebuild, right now. No. You could wait one more year if the Bears make the playoffs this year and you're still not convinced. That needs to be said. I'm not hearing anyone say that. It needs to be said. Let's give this thing time. And I hope the Bears at least consider bringing back Mitch on a team-friendly deal, but also give him a slight raise. $10 to $15 million, 1 year with Bill Lazor. I see no issues with that. More to come here on Sports Talk Chicago. My interview with Cole Wright comes up next, so stay tuned. Hey, do you want to make some money this weekend? What if I told you I could offer you $250 free to bet on any game you want? Here's what you have to do. Go to sportstalkchicago.com/cash. sportstalkchicago.com/cash. You must be an Illinois resident. You must be 21 plus. You can bet on any game you want. $250 free for this upcoming weekend. Bears, Packers. College football, college basketball, the NBA, the Bulls are back. This is, without question, the best time to put down some money and make a whole lot of it back. Go to sportstalkchicago.com/cash. sportstalkchicago.com/cash. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.